Hey everybody, today it's banner time. We're making a Miss to Mrs. banner that's perfect for your bridal shower, engagement party, or even your bachelorette. What I love about a craft like this is the options for paper, shape, and phrase are pretty much endless. So watch this video to learn the basics and then head over to madeeasydiy.com for even more shape and phrase ideas for your banners. Let's get crafting. What you need for this project: 12 by 12 sheets of paper, painter's tape, twine, string, or some kind of ribbon, a ruler, a metallic marker, paint pen, or permanent marker in the color of your choice, a pencil, scissors, hole punch, and stencils. Now you don't need the stencils if you want to freehand your letters on your banner. The first thing that I do is outline and then cut my shapes out of my 12 by 12 paper. What I love about these papers are that they come in one of those books from the craft store with all different types of patterns so that you can connect all the different events and different items for each event surrounding your big day. And today's banner is Miss to Mrs., which is 9 letters, so I'll cut 5 squares out of one page and 4 out of the other. I choose the paper that I like a little bit better to make the 5 squares. To cut out your shapes, flip over your paper, grab your ruler and your pencil, and start marking. I'm gonna do 4 by 4 squares. Since this is 12 by 12 paper, it's super easy. So just take the ruler and mark 4 inches across. Do that several times up and then draw straight lines connecting your dots. And you're going to do the same thing going in the other direction until you have 5 squares on this sheet. And then repeat on your second sheet to make 4 squares. Next, cut out all of your squares. I like to put them in piles separated by types of paper. After you've cut out your papers, make sure they're all facing in the direction that you want them to as part of your banner. I want the words on my lighter paper to be straight up, and on the other one, I like the triangles facing upwards, so I'm gonna make sure they're all going in that direction. And then I put my paper in the order I'm going to use it in for my banner. Give them a quick tap, make sure the edges are even. At this point, anything that doesn't look perfect to you, you can give it a little trim before you hole punch. I line up my double hole punch on this mat, but if you don't have one of these, you can put a piece of scrap paper under it and mark with a pencil on the edges where you need to line up your squares, again, so that all of the holes are uniform. Line up your papers and press. Just repeat the process for all 9 sheets, and then it's time to put on our letters. If you're using a stencil, grab those. Otherwise, get ready to write your prettiest letters freehand. I like to put my stencils in as close to letter order as possible before I start, again, just to make things easier, make sure I get all my letters done. You're gonna take your piece of paper, take your stencil, and place it in the center. Now you might have to lift it up and down a couple times to make sure that it is centered before you start. And then grab 2 pieces of painter's tape and tape your stencil and your paper both down to a flat surface. Pick up your marker. Again, I'm using metallic, but you can also use a paint pen or a permanent marker of your color choice for this. What's the most important, especially with the stencils that have curves, is to hold down each part of the stencil while you're tracing it. That'll prevent the pen from accidentally slipping under and making a mark that you don't want as part of your letter. There's our Miss to Mrs. All of our letters are done and it's time to string them. What I do is lay out each word one at a time and then grab my twine. You want to pull some extra to have something to hang up your banner with, but then line it up underneath your word to measure the amount that you'll need and make sure you leave a little extra on the end for a couple reasons. Again, so you can tape that side up, but also in case you make a mistake, you want to have a little bit of extra playroom, and it's always better to have more. You can cut off the excess at the end. I like to use twine for this because it's really easy to tie and untie, and it doesn't move around too much, so once you've placed your letters, they're gonna pretty much stay in place, whereas with ribbon or a different kind of string, you might need to add a little bit of glue on each piece in order to keep it in its place. When I string these banners, I like to take my twine and go all the way through my first letter, pull through both sides until you have the amount that you want to be able to hang on the wall on the left. In order to secure your banner, you're going to put a knot on the back of each hole. This just helps keep everything in place as you're working and allows you to really figure out the exact spacing that you want between each letter. To do the second letter in each word and every one going forward, first you're going to figure out the spacing and then you're going to tie your knot. That way, when you put the letter on, it'll be exactly where you need it and you can just keep on moving through. Now in this case, as you see, the knot came through our hole punch. This is a really easy fix. All you have to do is loosen the twine knot a tad. It's still gonna keep your letter in place, but having a bigger knot will eliminate the chance of that knot slipping through and your letters not staying exactly where you want them. Once you have all your letters tied together, your banner is done. Now all you have to do is think about how and where you're going to hang it at your event. I like to use washi tape or painter's tape to hang this on the wall because it's really easy to move around. And if you don't have washi tape, you can make your own. Remember that painter's tape we used earlier? Take a big chunk, put it down on your surface, and take your marker. Now, in order to do this, I do recommend either a paint pen or a metallic marker because those colors are gonna be able to stand up against the color of your painter's tape. All you have to do is color it in and then you carefully cut out your tape pieces to the size that you want them. So now we've completed our banner, we're at our event and it's time to hang it up. What I like to do is take our homemade washi tape or whatever adhesive I'm using to put this on the wall and put it on my hand for really easy access when I'm hanging up the banner. So let's get started. Take our miss. And while you're taping it up, you can just let it hang and you know, it's pretty forgiving. The thing that I really love about using this type of tape is that if you hang it up and you don't love it the first time, you can kind of move it around a little bit. Another thing that I like to do is take a step back and look at it once I hang up my first word in a multi-word banner like this one. So I'm digging that. I think we can hang the 2 misses and be good to go. And there you have it, your Miss to Mrs. banner. Remember to head to MadeEasyDIY.com for more banner shape and phrase ideas. And follow me on Instagram at WeddingsMadeEasy for all of your big day crafting needs. Share your projects with #WeddingsMadeEasy so I can see what you're up to also. Happy crafting!